Hello, everybody. It's Friday, June the 4th. I am Be Positive, and you are listening to No Bad News. Our Be Positive person of the week is Youngstown native and assistant professor at Texas State University, Krista Oliver. Highly trained and educated, Assistant Professor Oliver has a master's degree in dance performance and a professional diploma in dance from the Law Bin Center in England. She was the dance captain and soloist in the national tour of Color Purple and has also danced in the movie Avatar. Krista Oliver was recently selected to participate in the prestigious seminar, The State of the Field, Harvard University's 2021 Mellon School of Theater and Performance Research, held June 1st through the 18th. Krista says she applied because the work that she's doing has a lot to do with dance as activism, where dance is used as a way to give a voice to the voiceless. It's a creative response to inequality and race and injustice. Her dance project is entitled If We All Rise Up. The George Floyd murder caused her to reflect upon a conversation she had with her grandfather, who had himself witnessed atrocities in the South, and explained how there are some things you just don't talk about or only reveal to those that you care for. Krista Oliver uses dance, music, and graffiti art to tell these stories that many may have chosen or been forced to remain quiet about. In 2019, she also participated in the Mellon Summer Program, where she told the story of the detention of immigrants at the Texas-Mexico border. Like most educators, teaching through a pandemic has been especially challenging, but her creativity helped her successfully maneuver through it. This has included teaching from her living room while students socially distance themselves throughout the studio, outfitted with cameras, recorded performances, and remote guest instructors. She is also the co-director of the Merge Dance Company, and this summer Oliver will be teaching at Nexus, the musical theater's summer intensive training program, and also instructing virtually for Camp Paramount, an Austin summer dance program for children. Congratulations, Assistant Professor Krista Oliver, Be Positive's Person of the Week, doing so much good in the neighborhood. Up next, our Spotlighted Business. The Be Positive Spotlight this week is shining bright on the Fringe Coffee Shop in Hamilton, Ohio. The Fringe Coffee Shop employs ex-felons recently released from prison. This one-year paid job training and re-entry program is designed to empower those returning to society to live healthy, whole lives. And during this program, a holistic re-entry plan is custom designed for each employee that is geared towards removing every barrier possible in re-entry. This includes post-incarceration counseling and mentoring, GED classes, opportunities to connect with a community of faith, parenting classes, drug and alcohol counseling, and more. The French Coffee House serves a breakfast light lunch style menu, the finest coffee and espresso, and fresh organic smoothie options. They also feature regular live music of all genres, comedy, poetry, trivia nights, and much, much more. The French Coffee House is also home to an incredible creative art space now available for the most at-risk kids in the community region for free, F-R-E-E. In their creative art space, young people can learn how to tell their stories through song, art, painting, photography, video, and so much more. The Fringe Coffee Shop owners, Patrick and Sarah Davis, themselves returning citizens, want to allow others the opportunity at a second chance. They see their building as a place to tell the stories of the people whose stories have not mattered in society. The Fringe Coffee Shop is located at 918 High Street in Hamilton, Ohio. Their phone number is area code 513-889-4500. That's 513-889-4500. And their hours are from 6 a.m. until 8 p.m. Mondays through Fridays. They also offer free curbside services, and if you download the Swipe By app on your phone, you will receive $1 off your very first order. Thank you, the Fringe Coffee Shop in Hamilton, Ohio, our Be Positive spotlighted business, doing so much good in the neighborhood. This is Be Positive with no bad news, and coming up next, a few Be Positive news items. This first piece of good news comes out of Columbus, Ohio. According to a little birdie by the name of Yvonne Roma, who happened to be a finalist for the chief of police position in Columbus, the next chief will be Elaine Bryant, Deputy Chief in Detroit, Michigan. Elaine Bryant says her vision as chief would be to do everything we can to increase our community interactions, decrease our crime, and increase our morale within the police department. And we are doing that as a family together. Congratulations to the next chief of the Columbus Police Department, or so we've heard, Elaine Bryant out of Detroit, Michigan. Our good news continues with Tampa Bay Buccaneers first round draft pick Joe Tryon. Joe will use his first NFL paycheck to pay for his sister Julia's medical school tuition at the University of Washington. Tryon says, growing up, we just competed, always just trying to be the best at what we do. It's motivation because she's doing big things and I'm doing big things too. You most certainly are. Be Positive congratulates you both, Joe Tryon and your sister Julia, for doing good things in your neighborhood. If you are a 2020 or a 2021 graduate of Wilberforce University in Wilberforce, Ohio, this is definitely good news for you. At the end of this past Saturday's commencement, University President Alfred Anthony Pinkard announced that the school is wiping out the entire $375,000 in debt owed by the 20 and 21 class graduates. President Pinkard wrote in a press release that they were honored to be able to give them a fresh start by relieving their student debt to the university. And this was all made possible due to scholarship funds from the United Negro College Fund, Jack and Jill Incorporated, and other institutional funding. Our final piece of Be Positive news comes out of Wakefield, Rhode Island, where 16-year-old Shane Jones collects used items. And up until recently, these items often came from garage sales. During the pandemic, it was by watching YouTube videos that Shane learned how to purchase storage units at auctions. And the first unit he purchased contained personal documents. That's when Shane realized that unlike yard sales, where people were simply selling unwanted stuff, these were things lost because folks were unable to pay for storage. It became Jones's mission to contact the owner. He ultimately found the mother, a nursing home resident, and gave her the contents. He has since returned other personal items from other units, including family heirlooms and baby items from one in which the owner's child had died. Shane refuses compensation for these fines. He says he doesn't mind doing this when he has the funds. Why let other people suffer as I succeed, he asks. Shout out to you, Shane Jones, doing good in your neighborhood. This is Be Positive. You're listening to No Bad News. And up next, a few Be Positive events. This first Be Positive event is sponsored by Mahoning Valley, Sojourn to the Past, and it's entitled A Day of Action to Teach the Truth About Black History. And it's going to be held tomorrow, which is Saturday, June the 12th, from 12 to 2 p.m. at 2060 Belmont Avenue in Youngstown, Ohio. And this event is free. This next event, happening June 17th, will be a big night for the City of Youngstown's creatives. Open Mic Night is back. Yes, it is. And on Thursday the 17th at 7 p.m., the stage will be set. Whether you do music, spoken word, play an instrument, do comedy, there will be a space for you. And the night will be capped off with Youngstown's own Delinquency Jones. This is a free event, but potential performers and attendees alike must RSVP. And you can do that by going to the Youngstown Juneteenth website. And that is located at Youngstown Juneteenth, all one word, .com. And look for Open Mic Night. And on Saturday, June 19th, RSVP is sponsoring a park cleanup and resource fair located at 400 Redondo Road in Youngstown, Ohio. The cleanup will take place between the hours of 9 and 11 a.m. and all volunteers are asked to register and complete a liability waiver going to bit.ly/Serve Ohio. That's bit.ly/Serve Ohio. The resource fair, however, is open to all, and that will be held from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. And for our final Be Positive event, you're invited by the 2021 Western PA Juneteenth celebration to their all-white concert with Shining Star, the Earth, Wind, and Fire tribute band. They will be performing all Earth, Wind, and Fire's greatest hits. This is a free event. White dress is recommended but not required, and it will be held Saturday, June the 20th at 7:30 p.m. Once again, this is a free outdoors event held at Point State Park, 101 Commonwealth Place, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. That's 101 Commonwealth Place, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, at the Point State Park. Want to thank you for tuning in to this week's edition of Be Positive, No Bad News. Be Positive, No Bad News is a weekly podcast that is released every Friday at 4 o'clock, featuring positive people, positive businesses, and just lots and lots of positivity. If you like what you hear, we encourage you to subscribe and tell your friends. Share, share, share. If you have someone that you think should be considered as our person of the week or as a spotlighted business, you can contact us at Be Positive, No Bad News, all one word, and that's BEA Positive, No Bad News at AOL.com. Or you can even get in contact with us at our website. Want to thank you for tuning in to this week's edition of Be Positive, No Bad News. Be Positive, No Bad News is a weekly podcast that is released every Friday featuring a positive person, spotlighted business, and lots of Be Positivity. Please subscribe, share, or comment. You can contact us by email at BEA Positive No Bad News, all one word. That's BEA Positive No Bad News at AOL.com, or you can reach us by our website at BEA POSITV NOBAD news.com. That's Be Positive No badnews.com, and remember, that's B with a BEA. And if you have any ideas of some people that you might want us to spotlight, please don't hesitate to get in contact with us. Or you have a business that you think we need to spotlight as well, contact us, or current event, or some good news yourself. Want to say thank you and shout out to our sound engineer and producer, Dr. Goo, DRGOO, one word, and to our graphics designer, divine4design@gmail.com. And want to let you know that Be Positive, No Bad News is part of the LSW Media Group. Up next, our closing meditation. It is written in Psalm 139:13, "For you did form my inward parts, you did knit me together in my mother's womb." And in the 14th verse, "I will confess and praise you, for you are fearful and wonderful, and for the awful wonder of my birth. Wonderful are your works, and that my inner self knows right well." God created each and every one of us to be uniquely different. We're not all intended to look, sound, talk, and act the same way. We come in a variety of shapes, colors, and sizes with different likes and dislikes, talents, and abilities. From even before we were born, God put us together to be exactly who we needed to be. There are, however, some negative voices out there who may try to place limitations on us because of our ethnicity, our physical size, our gender identity, the color of our skin, or even our mental or physical abilities. I want to tell you today and advise you not to listen to them, because if God has called us to do something, trust me, He will equip us and make a way out of no way for us to do it. Black and one of 13 children, born in Texas, Bessie Coleman dreamed of flying, but Bessie refused to listen to those voices telling her that black people and black women can't fly. She took lessons at a flight school in France, the only one that would teach her. And in 1921, she became the first black civilian to be licensed to fly in the entire world. Haben Girma, the first deaf-blind graduate of Harvard Law School, had to create her own novel ways to navigate a successful path to learning, such as her text-to-braille communication system. When Tommy and Mary Ann Pilling, both diagnosed with Down syndrome, fell in love almost 30 years ago, many didn't think it could last. But for 25 years, they remained happily married until Tommy passed away earlier this year. Plus-size dancer Lizzie Howell went viral at age 15 because of an IG video depicting her doing 11 fouet turns. Bullied in dance since the age of 6, Lizzie refused to allow bullying to stop her from her dream of dancing. She has done nationwide commercials, danced in the Middle East, and recently she traveled to LA in hopes of meeting potential agents. Let's not forget that we all have been fearfully and wonderfully made by God Himself. We are all awesome because that's who God made us to be. God can and God will help us to become exactly who He created us to be, as long as we listen to Him and not all of those negative voices out there, and as long as we refuse to give up. This is Be Positive, wishing you and yours a be positive day and week.